Welcome to the Friday Wrap for February 26th. Hopefully, we're going to have another weekend that is warm enough to wash my car outside again. Burr Ridge had another special guest to visit this past weekend when former Bulls player and current Bulls ambassador Tony Kukoc had dinner at Topaz. That was kind of neat to meet him. It was my first time ever. And shocking to stand next to someone that is over a foot taller than I am. You got to take a look at that picture. I was also surprised and delighted to hear that Tony's actually one of Topaz's owners and known to dine here about once every month. As far as village board meetings, as far as meetings around the village, I should say. Well, first off, on Sunday, I traveled to Peoria with a Burr Ridge resident to meet and dine with U.S. Congressman Darin LaHood to discuss the upcoming presidential election, as well as the Department of Labor's far-reaching fiduciary rule that will adversely affect just about virtually every major financial services company in the country. And for your information, Congressman LaHood is now co-chair for Marco Rubio's presidential campaign. As far as actually in the village board met on Monday, and most items were on the consent agenda, discussed at length, were and approved unanimously, and were the following items. First off, the consideration to adopt the resolution approving the plat of the subdivision called Buck Trail Estates that has been discussed and assessed for over 6 months. Also, for the village to get an updated appraisal of the 8.6 acre property at the pump center facility located on German Church Road in response to a potential buyer. And also to direct village staff to prepare the wording of a proposed tax levy referendum for residents to be vote on during the November general election. The infrastructure levy, i.e. a tax, would primarily be used for road maintenance, but could be tapped for sidewalks, storm sewers, and other infrastructure needs, and slated to hopefully offset the predicted budget deficits expected in the upcoming years. In addition, it was followed by a closed session to discuss personnel issues and compensation. And then also we had a Veterans Memorial Committee meeting this week. They met on Wednesday to discuss the advancing plans for the Armed Forces Day event, which will be held in May. Also, we had a new business open in Burr Ridge that you may have already heard about. This week it was the grand opening of Harvester Place, an Alzheimer's Memory Care Center located on South Frontage Road next to Extended Stay America. It was the most attended such event that I've ever attended. It was packed. Present were many company officials, executives from around the country, as well as local service providers to the facility. Also, Mark Rockwell and I had the honor of cutting the ribbon to a jam-packed foyer and a room, and we were joined by Willowbrook Mayor Frank Trilla. Nice to see him there. Now, Mark actually reached out to me back in 2014 for suggestions for a name for the facility that would be similar to other facilities they have around the country, and that would also reflect the local community and our heritage. I'm pleased to say that they picked my one and only suggestion, Harvester Place. On a personal note, I should say about the additional meeting we had, a District 3 Mayor's meeting. Now, all the mayors that are in DuPage County District 3 were invited to attend a meeting in Clarendon Hills to get updates on numerous subjects. For example, the NICOR franchise agreement that just passed, the Southwest Central Dispatch communities that are joining DUCOM like we did, the DMMC legislative issues, which is DuPage Mayors and Managers Conference. Also updates from the County Board, the Forest Preserve, and DuPage Water Commission. And also most local mayors were in attendance, though Hinsdale did send someone in the place of the mayor. But I think that was Brad Bloom. Also, most local mayors were in attendance, though, and we also got updates on what's going on in local villages. Now, on a personal note, I had to start early, celebrating my birthday this year in the village last weekend. But I was with friends and business associates in Galveston, Texas, on the actual day, which was Tuesday, February 23rd. Once again, thanks again for joining me, and hope you have a great weekend and week ahead.